Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and I'm continuing my walk along the Paphos Boardwalk on Christmas Eve. I've enjoyed it so far. They're doing some work on the Cypria Bay, it seems. This is where I'm starting from. I just come up from St. Nicholas Chapel to the Evie Marie. Now we're going down to Olympic Lagoon Resort. It's about 9:30 in the morning. Beautiful day. Sun's out. And I've only been walking about a quarter of an hour and already I'm feeling quite warm. So I am very glad I took my jumper off. Yeah, hotel closed, the sign said. I don't think the same applies to the Maris Cypria though, which is next door, because I can see lots of sunbeds up there. But I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a ship on the horizon. But the water sports, unsurprisingly, are closed. So yes, Christmas in Paphos, not quite as chaotic as it gets in the UK in terms of last minute shopping, etc. But it was a bit busier than usual. I mean, their big communal event of the year is actually Easter rather than Christmas. And they have decorations up for them too. But us being immigrants from the UK, we pay more attention to Christmas. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of sunbeds out at the Cypria Maris. So I think we can assume that that's open. Or Maris Cypria. Not many people on the sunbeds. I suppose they're probably having their breakfast still. Oh my God, they're actually, I take that back. They're not on the sunbeds because they're out swimming. Fair play. That's the sort of thing I used to do when I first moved here, but my blood has turned Cypriot since then, and so as far as I'm concerned, it's midwinter. Looks like that lady might be finding it a bit chilly. We're coming up to the heart next to Maris Cypria. Not Cypria Maris, it says on the sign on the roof, so that's what I'll call it. A few more puzzle stairs. Where the land ends, fun begins. Though not at the moment. But yes, so the Cypria Maris is definitely open. And next to that you've got the Louis Ledra. You've got some tape up there, which normally indicates it's closed for TLC. But this is Pachyammos II Blue Flag Beach. Now, what I didn't know about blue flag beaches is that they have to be applied for. The respective municipalities or official bodies who govern the beach applies to the blue flag company, and if they meet the criteria, they get awarded the blue flag, and it's an annual thing. I mentioned this because I was puzzled earlier in the year why there were no blue flags awarded up Polis Way, because they used to have 3, what I remember, but none were awarded this year. And I wrote and asked people involved, and the simple answer is because they didn't apply for them. So someone in Polis admin needs to pull their finger out. Oh, look at that cat. Meow. Hopefully that's nice and warm for him or her. I don't know, this isn't a film of Polis, but I thought I'd mention it because it's such an easy fix, because they've got lovely beaches there. You wouldn't see any other cats. Now we've got the big daddy of the hotels, the Athena Beach. That's definitely open too. I was going to say otherwise, I'd wonder why they've got all their Christmas decorations up, because they've got the nice trees around the other side decorated, which you'd have seen if you saw our last festive drive. A nice stretch of the coast like this. I like it because it's a pure 100% resort, so you really feel that you're on holiday when you walk along here. Aren't any shops, no cars, anything but hotels, a lovely walk and sunbeds. There's a lazy cat looking for people's glass bottles. Oh, they'd been smoking. I gave up smoking over 20 years ago, and I don't begrudge people who smoke, and if I smell it in the distance, I just consider it a free hit. Nothing worse than a reformed smoker. So there's Athena Beach. A few people out on sunbeds. A few people fishing. I think there's more fishermen and photographers than swimmers though at the moment, which is understandable. Oh, it's a lovely day though. Now, holidays in December in Cyprus, you'll get days like this, and you'll get days when it completely pees down with rain and you think you're at the end of the world or something because the storm is blowing a good one. But as I said, you will get days like this still though. And as I keep saying, when it does rain, well, the day after it rains, go to the archaeological park because it looks its best then. There's my little marker, there it is. So I got a marker on my pole, and it's a good way of checking that the camera's facing in the right direction, because it is a 360 camera, but it's always good to have the lenses pointing in the thing that you're looking at, because you will get at the sides of the image stitching errors where it looks slightly blurry, and that's where it's just, software is just joining the two images that it takes together. Boom, 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 boom. It's also a good tip if you're using a 360 camera to have the part of the camera that's the 90 degrees to the lenses pointing towards the sun. same amount of exposure level, so the picture will look more natural when it just gets joined together. That's probably of use to about 4 people watching this, but you're welcome. So this is the Athena Royal Beach. That looks open too. But beyond that we have the Louis Imperial. And I know that's closed for renovation work. It's also going to get rebranded. I can't tell you as what though, because I have no idea. But I'll be stopping just after Pachyammos Beach, which is up here on the left. Anyway, so you'll be able to have a bit more of a view of what's happening at Louis Imperial along the way. We'll watch out for these palms again. Looks like a chap taking his cat for a walk up there. I think we do in Palermo on a regular basis. The cats do like to come out for a walk with us. So we have to be careful where we go. Neighbours were very puzzled at the start, but I think they got used to it now. Nice cabanas here. So that's Athena Royal, and this is Louis Imperial, or whatever it will be. You see, it's closed. Their glass is getting quite long, because that's one thing that happens when the winter rains arrive. Vegetation goes into overdrive. My lawn goes from needing to be cut once every 2 months to being cut once every week, and it becomes a pain because the grass cuttings, which go into a big bin, I take them down to a green point in Paphos, but I'm only going to do that when I've got enough bins to fill the car. So when it's raining, the green, sorry, I was looking at the fruits on that palm tree, very pretty. Yep, so when it rains, the grass cuttings can get wet and smelly and horrible. This is the cost we have to bear. Little wiggle of the camera there, apologies for that. I've lost my mark. Right, I'm going to walk over and have a look at Pachyammos Beach. It's very good for families with small kids, Pachyammos Beach, because there's a natural reef not far from shore, so your kiddies can swim without fear of being washed out to sea or anything. I'm not sure what level the camera will be with respect to these parasols. Oop. You see where the water's formed little tiny gorges in the sand. It trickles out to sea. Oh, the water's lovely and clean though. Right, there's normally water sports here in the summer, but they've obviously been safely put away. Right, and ahead of us, you have the Olympic Lagoon Resort. Amphora Resort, and then you have Sodat Beach itself, and Amalfi, Alexander the Great, Elmira, and the Annabelle hotels. But I'm going to stop just here so you can see the other part of Pachyammos Beach, and as before, the seaweed you can see over there in front of Olympic Lagoon Resort does get moved away before the next holiday season. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next film. Cheers!